Nothing's broken, it looks like. Except Jeff is more over. All right, we're live, by the way, guys.
Oh.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of Dungeons and Dragonites. I'm your host, but not your GM. Oh, I wrote GM instead of DM, Greg. I messed up.
10 points from...
That's fine.
We're already...
Greg Master.
I'll fix it next time. We're already messing up here. I'm just adjusting volumes and whatnot. If you can or cannot hear me. I think you guys can hear me. You said, hey, you guys, in chat. So this second episode of Dungeons and Dragonites. Hopefully you guys caught the first episode, which is on YouTube and SoundCloud and iTunes. And yeah, that's there. It exists. You're probably here because...
If not, nothing really happened.
You didn't miss much. I'm just checking levels here, guys, so just bear with me. Everything is live, and I want to just make sure that before we do 2 hours of this, it all sounds okay. So I'm just adjusting some things. Before we go in, how is everyone? We'll start with Travis. Travis is good at talking. How are you, Travis?
Well, first I need to cast imprisonment on all the people who are watching this so they don't ditch us to see Stardew Valley streams, but I'm doing pretty well.
Stardew Valley streams?
Stardew Valley? What planet are you on?
Stardew Valley.
Oh, Logan, you
man, it's so good.
Break up
It's like
there.
Harvest Moon.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Logan is Skyping in from Stardew Valley, and they don't have a very great Wi-Fi connection over there.
Barely any at all. Am I better now? Is
You're
it still
better.
hanging up?
It was funny because when you said that, it went like, Stardew Valley.
That's exactly how I said it, so I might not have even broken up.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on Monday night. Before we get into things and before I forget, because I'm a very forgetful person and a terrible host, we will be doing this not next Monday, but next Tuesday, which is March 15th, if I can add 2 dates together. Yep, March 15th. So we will be back March 15th at 7 p.m. Central Time for episode 3. Travis is good. We updated the Twitch thing a little bit. I don't know how this starts unless I just throw it to Greg here. Unless anyone has anything before we start. I'm assuming levels are good. Chat is making Stardew Valley jokes. So I think that's all good. Greg, I will pass it to you. How does a I guess you're going to do it, but like how do we pick up where we left off?
Well, we'll cover that. Before we pick up where we left off, though, I do have one semi-important question. SBJ the wrestler, did he have like a signature victory pose or a signature phrase that people would know?
This is such an important question.
Oh my gosh. Does everyone else have this or is it just me?
It's just you're the only wrestler.
Okay, I mean, there's not a lot of competition in the Sinnoh region. If I had a catchphrase, if I like won, like a victory phrase,
Yep.
I would say I'm super effective. There's a lot of creativity there.
It was good.
Your character's name is SBJ. You say you're super effective. You like Dr. Pepper and wrestling. I wonder who that's based on.
Hey, I never
It's
said
a
I like
mystery.
Dr. Pepper. Don't get product placements in the 21st century confused with my Farfetch.
Your Farfetch is a very different creature. All right. So we'll remind you what happened last time, which wasn't a whole lot. So you all had a very freaky nightmare. You all got tattooed in the middle of the night by some mysterious force. You all learned that the person that could explain to you who decided to tattoo you in the middle of the night is Ephraim Oakheart. You tracked him down to Cerulean Town, which is in Kanto. You went into the Waterside Tavern, which is not on the water's edge at all. You met Gloria and her 2 servers. You chatted for a bunch of times. Gloria let you know that Ephraim had purchased a room for the month and left about 6 days ago to go to the ravine to the east. So to check out what this whole apple thing with the Apple Festival was. Given that that's your best lead as to where Ephraim is, you decided to leave the tavern and head off to find him.
In the ravine.
Yeah.
We all good? You know where we're at?
We're gonna go east until we fall in.
Aren't
Correct.
there goblins there?
You do know that goblins have come to sell this heal all apple. So every spring they show up with an apple to sell, and according to everybody, the apple will cure any illness, heal any wound.
Which there must be some validity to, because they have a festival about it, but it is from goblins, so that's weird.
What is this guy's name again?
Ephraim
Oakhart.
I'm writing this down.
Bon Iver.
Actually, SBJ, the character, would never remember this, so but maybe write it down for Deep Pepper to remember. Oh, by the way, I need to establish this on stream, but Stant is going to have a country accent, assuming I can remember to do that to distinguish when I'm talking in character, and also because it's cool. And
You can tell I'm talking in character because I'll just be a jerk.
yeah, but you do have like a she's a jerk, but she's also shy, which is like you're conveying a lot in that voice.
Thanks.
All right. So you all head out of the tavern. Just as you're sort of shutting the tavern door, from like across the road, you hear some girl scream, "Oh my God, it's super effective!" and start running towards you.
Are we under attack?
No. Well, you may be. What you see is a farm girl approaching you. She's dressed very plainly in farm clothes. She has chestnut brown hair that's sort of pulled back into braided ponytail in the back. She's got dark tan skin. You can tell that she spends a lot of time out in the fields. And she's making a beeline straight for SBJ.
Stant would know that that's his catchphrase, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Did Wendy actually say that thing? Are we?
I was curious if we were.
That's just SBJ's catchphrase. He utters it whenever he gets a big victory.
I'm starting to think that.
Stant, you're a real fan. I appreciate your knowledge of my history, and Farfetch, especially Deep Pepper, especially appreciates that.
Well, I appreciate y'all.
Stant, where'd that accent come from?
I don't know too much about the J's. Is it the SBJ? But your family line must go back pretty far if all these people know you.
What if SBJ stands for SBJ, like JAY?
Do you wish to greet her in any way? She seems to be heading quickly. She's got a bag kind of pounding against her side as she runs. She seems very excited.
I don't deal with people who are fans. That's below me. So if any of these people want to talk to her, they can.
I greet the farm girl with a hug. That's possible, right?
Yeah, she seems like that was more than she expected to happen. She kind of expected you to just be like, I don't know who you are. So the fact that you embraced her warmly, she's just beaming. She's like, I'm so excited you came. I thought you were going to be here for the Apple Festival because you might fight our champion, and it would have been really great. And I was really hoping you'd come, but then you didn't come. But now you're here, and I'm so excited that you're here.
Stant follows wrestling, right? Is there any way I know what their champion is?
Absolutely not.
Dang.
Well, I embrace her. I give her a hug because I have realized and I appreciate that I am no longer a wrestler. So my fame might disappear. So I have to acknowledge and be true to my fans as best as possible. Whereas,
Hey, your fame's not going anywhere, SBJ. You're just gonna train up D Pepper over there, and he's gonna do better. Get great things.
yeah, that's true. D Pepper usually takes the hugs for me, but I'm in a hugging mood tonight on our journey. Mostly because of you, Stan. You put me in a good mood, and I appreciate that.
No problem.
I take note of that and get about a foot farther away from SBJ.
She kind of looks at the rest of all of you, and she acknowledges that you're all there. But since she doesn't know you, she doesn't really say hello to you. She just kind of looks to each of you and like she's never seen you before. And she reaches back. She's like, "What? Hold on." And she reaches into her bag and she pulls out 2 vials. And she's like, I had made these especially for you. It's our special berry juice. I want you to have these 2 bottles. It's my last 2 bottles for this season.
I asked her what the berry juice is.
Oh, it's a restorative.
Can I roll for like
berries?
medicine or something to see if it's really
for medicine.
what that is? Okay. What do I have on medicine? +2. So +2, 11.
Yeah, you've actually, not necessarily in this form before, but you have seen similar items. These seem to actually be potions of healing.
Oh, okay.
How she can make them,
it looks
seems
legit.
awfully odd, but she has made 2 really nice quality potions of healing, but she calls them berry juice.
Are they made out of good berries?
Yep.
Citrus berries?
No, I mean
All
like
sorts of
literal,
berries. It's my own special.
like I know the spell good berry is what I'm saying.
Oh,
This is different. These are berries that I made in my field on my father's farm.
Thank you. Sorry, we didn't get your name?
Oh, I'm Bianca. I'm sorry. I'm Bianca.
That's fine. I've already forgotten it. Thank you, though.
Wendy, you're real rude. Bianca, I'm Stanton. This is Wendy.
Do you wrestle?
No, I don't.
I do it with like Pokemon sometimes in my living room.
and my name is Emoji, and I do not wrestle ever. Period.
Okay, so you must just support SBJ and stuff.
I mean,
Okay.
I would
Friends.
be the leader of the group, being the most popular.
I stand behind that
naturally.
assessment.
We'll have an argument about this later, SBJ.
So while she's sort of chatting you up and being fangirly, you see kind of an older gentleman sort of appear across the street and call for her. She turns around. She's like, "Oh, I have to go. We have to go back to the farm."
Would that be her father?
Yes.
Bianca's father?
Well, thank you for your generosity.
Oh,
Thanks.
Thanks for the
anything,
juices.
anything. He's my favorite wrestler.
Me too.
D Pepper is very excited.
All right. I won't bug you anymore. And she kind of turns on her heel and runs off.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you, Beatrice.
Her name was Bianca. if
I
you
know,
were
that's the
listening.
point.
Oh, I was trying to be sorry. I was trying to be sarcastic, but that didn't work.
Oh, like his character
Trouble
told you
already.
All right, who's holding on to these potions? Does that matter? I think that
Who
matters.
wants to?
Well, I want to hold on to one.
You should just have them. I mean, they're yours. You can give one of yours to somebody if you want.
I
I
will,
know how healing works, so I think I should have at least one of them.
I will give one to Wendy because Wendy
Thank
figured it out, and I will hold the other one as a sentimental gift from Bianca.
Thank you.
I feel like since I know healing stuff, and Wendy probably does too, we should give it to the characters who don't, the people who don't have healing powers.
Look, the decision's already been made, Stan.
I mean,
Okay, fine.
they were given to me, Stan.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're the boss.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna say if SBJ received them, SBJ should keep them.
I guess what's done is done.
I guess if we're ever in a situation, at least 50% of the party has some healing
A chance
items.
to heal up.
So, anything you wish to do in town before you leave town? Is there anything in particular you're looking for? Anything you?
I mean, like we're well stocked for our spells
Yes.
and stuff. Right? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I spend the requisite amount of time devoting myself to Xerneas. That'll be all prepared for spelling.
Very specifically, the requisite amount. Like you're timing it.
Yes.
Yeah, a minute.
Yep.
Did we start with any gold?
You each had 10 gold.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wendy's down to 8 gold because she bought really expensive wine.
I remember.
I think I had more because of Noble background.
Oh,
but
you probably
if
have more.
Yeah. I think Noble said I had 25. That's why I was willing to spend so much.
Let's look.
Yeah, let me
I'll
see.
look it up. Noble. Yes, you start with 25.
Dang.
She's rich, y'all.
Rolling.
The coal carvers go back a while.
Well,
She's
and
10%
then also,
less rich.
did Wendy inherit any money because everyone died?
Yeah, that's fair to say that I have sort of the coal carver fortune at my disposal.
This is just the traveling money you decided to bring.
Exactly.
Is there a shop in town?
There's a general store.
I would advise we stop at the general store because money's no good
I'll
in the
tag
bank.
along.
The general store.
That's not good advice. What are you talking about?
The general store. It's not a large store, but it's well stocked. They're down some items that like a lot of nobles like. They don't have any fine clothing left. They don't have any like expensive food or any expensive anything because it's all been purchased and they haven't gotten their supplies from the shipments that come from the main castle. So they just have a lot of general travel clothing, travel packs, extra ropes. They have torches, some basic stuff.
Do we need torches?
You should have torches. Each of you probably should have 2 already that came in your explorer pack. So if you want to stock up on some more torches, you can.
I took the priest pack, but I have dark vision, so I'll be fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
Do we have rope in our explorer pack?
Everybody's got rope.
Okay.
Okay.
My apologies for not knowing what's exactly in the explorer pack.
How dare you not know every word in that book?
It's in a weird spot in the handbook.
It's weird, but yes, you have rope.
Okay.
Probably 50 foot of rope because that's a D&D special. 50
Yeah.
feet of rope.
All right. Well, if there's nothing we don't already have, I guess we get out of here.
All right. So you kind of shop, you pick up, look around, decide that, you're pretty set. You won't be gone that long. And you head off to the east. You travel for most of the rest of the day. Towards about sunset, the kind of nice grassy plains and sort of farming lands have started to change into more mountainous rock area. The grass is starting to sort of fade and is just sort of kind of becoming hard cliff face, hard rock. The sun is beginning to set. You don't really see yet where the ravine is, so it's up to you if you decide if you want to travel through the night or stop and make camp.
I'm not in any particular rush. What about you folks?
I would be the type of person who would want to take a break and rest, but because we don't know how much further we have to go, but will we make it there tomorrow? Are we hoping?
I mean, I have pretty good endurance, Me and D Pepper, we can keep going.
Then I'd say let's keep going. If our leader wants to keep going, we should keep going.
I'm the leader, but I mean, I'm amenable to anything.
Stan, what do you feel? I mean, I'm just saying I could keep going. You know.
I'm not the type of fellow to rush. I don't see why we'd want to go in the middle of the night to a den full of goblins. But if you guys want to, I'll go.
I'd rather make camp. I mean, unless we think that this Oakheart is on the move such that he won't be there when we get to the ravine. I suppose that's a concern. But if we think he's going to be there tomorrow, I don't see why we can't just make camp.
I'm not opposed, but you can definitely make more distance traveling at night when less people are on the road.
Man, we really should have asked Bianca about Ephraim Oakheart.
Yeah, that was a misstep.
What if SBJ went back to find Bianca while we all set up camp and slept?
We've already traveled for a whole day.
I guess we can make camp. It's just saying I have a bit of energy.
You do know that traveling at night in an area that you're not familiar with will be a little bit more difficult for at least 3 of your members. Wendy doesn't have that problem because she can see in the dark, but the rest of you will have to use torches to be able to see. It's not ideal, but you could continue if you wanted.
I feel like for outside of the game, it would be great just to push our luck. But I've never played D&D, so I don't know how bad that is.
A question about the game. I'm looking inside the book on Explorer's Pack, and we all have 10 torches. And does that mean if we were all to travel at night, we all have to spend 1 torch each? Or
no.
One
torch will cover about, I think it casts light for about 30 feet.
Oh, okay. I'm indecisive. I mean, I agree with SBJ. If this was real world, I'd be like, I'm getting in the car, I'm going to keep going, you guys take a nap. If in this world, I understand maybe we should roll out the bedroll from my Explorer's Pack and just...
The easiest way to learn about why you don't want to do a thing is to do it in your first adventures.
I mean, I feel like if we mess up now, we just
day one.
We don't mess up later because we learned.
All right,
but
if it's just for the point of solving this argument,
yeah, let's just go.
There's no argument. I know that we're gonna mess up. I just kind of want to see it unfold.
I was going to say,
off we go, I suppose.
Have adventured before, so I was going to say they do have the wisdom of knowing not to go, but let's go mess up.
Just know the whole time I advocated otherwise.
All right, so you're going to press on. Who's going to use one of their torches?
I will use my torch.
Oh,
all right. And Wendy, are you going out front since you can see in the dark, or are you staying towards the back? All right.
I would like to go up front. Plus, it makes it seem more important.
You light a torch, kind of take a moment to get that set up, and continue marching off. The sun completely sets. It's dark. There's a lot of stars. It's a clear night. There's a good moon, so you can kind of see. And as you're traveling, in general, the kind of ground that you're on starts to get more uneven and more rocky. So everybody needs to make me a survival check. So roll a d20 and add your survival if you have it. If you don't have it, you're adding your raw wisdom score.
Roll 1d20. Uh-oh. Wait, no, what are we adding?
If you have the survival skill, you'll add survival.
Just throwing stuff.
If you don't have the survival skill, you're adding wisdom.
Dan, help me!
It's not looking good.
I will protect my friends from all their horrible missteps.
So I'm just rolling 1d20, right?
Yep.
All right.
Big money, SBJ.
I hate this game so much.
3 of us rolled 2s. I only got a 4 because I had a +2.
What is going on? Greg is so excited.
So,
I told y'all this is why we don't want to travel during the night.
yeah.
As I'm falling, I'm like, I told you to! Don't forget that Stan wasn't the only one who... As I'm tumbling.
Pretty much all of you except for Stan end up injuring yourself either by falling or you burn yourself with the torch or you brush up against somebody else and you scare yourself and you stumble forward. All of you who failed your roll are going to take 2 points of damage.
Not as disastrous as it could have been. I thought we were going to be at like the precipice of the ravine and fall right in.
No, it's not that bad. You're not there yet. But it does make you sort of reconsider how good you are at traveling at night.
Guys, I don't think I can handle this anymore. I need to lay down. I mean, SBJ's D-Peppers just bit my leg because I stepped on it by accident. So I need to sit down and check out my ankle.
The only reason I fell is so that I could show you all what not to do. I did it on purpose.
Great job, Wendy.
I'm having some real bad neck pains right now, guys.
Oh, God.
I think we should call it a night.
All right. Stan's going to he's going to use Goodberry and hand out Goodberries as appropriate so that everybody feels good again. You said everybody took 2 damage?
Yep.
Yeah, so...
Well, Stan didn't because you actually rolled and succeeded.
Yeah. So everybody eats 2 berries each, so I still have 4 good berries. But yeah, here I'll go.
Does that heal us, or is that just food?
It heals you 1 point per berry that you eat, and actually fills you up as if you'd eaten a full meal.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So we're at...
Thank you, Stan. I'll have to get your recipe for this this berry. It's very delicious.
Yeah. Well, it's you got this mistletoe, and then you like mutter words onto it, and then it transforms magically into berries. That's what I usually do.
That seems strange, but I believe you.
So you set up camp instead of deciding to plunder on further in the darkness. It's your best guess. It's probably after midnight at this point. You roll out your
we let it all
bedrolls.
hang out.
You set up a small fire. Do you wish to set up a watch, or do you want to fall asleep?
Hey, does anybody have to get less than?
Nice.
Does anybody have to get less than 8 hours of sleep?
Nope.
No, because you all chose human.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, Stant, being fully healed, will be the first watch. He feels confident in his ability to not fall over like his companions.
I think we all ate the berries, so I think we're all at full health. I mean,
that's decent.
SBJ, didn't you say you had a lot of energy? Maybe you could take the first watch.
Not in regards to this conversation. Does +4 of survival mean anything?
Yes. You would have added 4 to your 2 that you rolled. It's still only a 6. You didn't succeed.
All right. Does that matter when I'm doing watch?
Well, it may. I'll decide.
Okay. I mean, if how many watches do we need? Because if Stan's going to volunteer for first watch, I will definitely volunteer for second.
We would probably, since we all need 8 hours, this is really complicated, but basically we'll need to sleep 10 hours. We need to have a total resting time of 10 hours, and everybody takes a
2-hour watch.
Wait, but that doesn't add up.
We'll do what Logan said.
We'll deal with the fine details of the math in our heads later. What order would you like? So Logan wants to go first.
I'll go third.
I'll go second.
Mojis is third. SBJ is third.
I'm an early riser, so I'll take the last one.
All right. So deciding to spend the night on this horrible rock face. You sleep through the night. You take your watches. You wake each other up as appropriate. Nothing interesting happens. The sun comes up. It's
wait.
early.
During my watch, I'm definitely going to cast speak with animals and talk to Deep Pepper.
Deep Pepper can decide if Deep Pepper is sleeping or if Deep Pepper is awake.
Who is in control of Deep Pepper?
Steve.
I would assume I am. Deep Pepper is passed out.
All right. Well, then I guess I don't cast.
I would say you attempt to wake him, and he gets mad.
If he's asleep, I wouldn't wake him.
Okay.
If he's hanging around, I would talk to him.
Deep Peppers bit me earlier, so I would not wake it up.
Yeah.
Well, he
Deep
might
Pepper's
not
a boy,
injure
right?
himself. Jeff did step on him.
That's why he's got to rest up. I guess. Yeah. All right. Well, then stuff happens normally.
All right. So you sleep. You all rest. You get up in the morning. You prepare your spells as you do in the morning. You pray and you commune and you meditate and you start packing up. The first person that actually notices something is Stant. Stant sees something out of the corner of his eye and kind of looks over, and there are 3 tumbleweeds sort of heading your way. And everybody can make a perception check. So roll a d20 and add your perception. If you don't have perception as a trained skill, just add your wisdom modifier.
14. My passive perception is actually 21, so can I just use that?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
So I have perception. That means I roll a d20 and then I add my 2 to it. Is that correct?
2 and your wisdom modifier.
15?
No, the modifier. So you have a 15 in wisdom, which is a +2, so you'd add 4 to it. 2 for your proficiency bonus and 2 for the wisdom modifier.
So +4. Whew.
Nice.
Much better than my walk. And stepping on deep
Hey, not bad.
All right. Well, everybody but Wendy notices a couple of strange things. One, there's no wind, so the fact that the tumbleweeds are moving is a bit odd. The other thing is that the tumbleweeds have feet and eyes.
Tanglers.
And they're
Isn't it just a beautiful day? Isn't it just like a great day?
Oh.
Hey,
Are they walking toward us then, or not? Are they
Yes.
tumbling, or are they walking toward us, like
They're walking toward you.
bobbing?
They're just bobbing along.
Do we think that they are... I mean, do they look like angry? Got angry eyebrows on or anything?
The weird thing is that you're sort of used to moving plants being sort of lush creatures, green and lush. These are very wiry. All of their sort of tangles are dried up vines. They seem oddly corrupted in some way. You're not really sure what they are, but they don't necessarily seem friendly.
So we should be cautious.
While they're far away, I'm going to go ahead and cast Shillelagh on my club.
Okay.
Is that how you pronounce that? Good to know.
You got to roll for that?
Nah, just
No,
it just makes my
Shillelagh is
club
just a spell he casts.
Oh, okay.
Is that a cantrip?
Yes.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing.
At this point, do I know that they're coming, or has no one told me?
They have. I'm assuming since they all kind of stop and they're staring at them,
Okay.
that you eventually cue in that something's happening.
I'll ready my warhammer.
All right.
Well, they haven't attacked.
That's why I ready it.
And they're
Because
just
they haven't attacked yet.
fine. I guess if everyone else is getting prepared, I should probably get out my quarterstaff. Does that do anything?
That's what you have.
You can bash things with it, but you're probably better off with your spells.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. If I fired off a firebolt, I feel like that would anger them. So
They seem kind of angry anyway, but I don't know that they're necessarily trying to kill us. So
can I use Thunderwave?
That's
when they get
blow them
closer,
away?
sure.
Yeah, but okay, so Thunderwave is an actual spell slot. So be conscious that if between long rests, you only have a limited number of spells. I mean, you could feel free to use them. Yeah. It's just like normally you want to use cantrips because you can use them as much as you want between long rests. But otherwise we'd have to sleep.
Okay. DM, what is our environment like?
So in the morning you wake up, you're basically on sort of an open rock face. There's no hint of grass anymore. It's just sort of pure, craggy, plain rock. Off in the distance, kind of off to your right, you can kind of see where the mountains are, but they're way off in the distance. Mm-hmm. And way off to your left, you can see where the river is, but it would probably take you a day to get to that river.
Gotcha. So I can't use those. I guess I should. If they strike, I'm going to fire back a firebolt.
All right. So they're sort of meandering for a little bit, and you're all sort of watching, and then they all take notice of you, and you kind of hear this horrible screech noise, and they charge at you. So we are going to enter into combat.
Yay!
So everybody gets to roll initiative.
All right, initiative, I get +7.
It's 1d20 plus initiative.
Oh, yeah!
Correct. My rolls are so bad.
Uh-oh.
I failed like every roll.
Woo!
I mean, there's no
Big
failing
numbers.
initiative.
Logan got a crit.
I did not.
Hey.
I rolled a 13 and I added 7 to it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Okay,
Yeah.
my bad. That means
So
Oh man,
Travis
I thought I
has a
got
9.
19, but that was Jeff. Dang, I got a 6.
Oh wow, I actually did better than someone. I think we know who the leader is now.
You talking about me?
Oh. So,
all right, so we'll start at the top of combat. Based off your initiative order, Stant is the first to go.
Can I move into base to base or what?
Yes.
Can I move next to one of these guys?
Yes, so they have closed within 30 feet
Okay.
and are menacing you all with their weird, tangly vines.
All right. I'll go up to one and knock him with my shillelagh.
All right.
All right. Let's see what I get. Ka-chow. A 16. Does that hit?
Yep, so you charge forward and sort of bring your magic club down on top of one of them. Roll for damage.
Okay. This is outside of the game. How do I create another like for damage rolls? I'll want to have those just on the side. Is there an easy way to make that on Roll20?
Yeah, you can make macros within the Roll20 program.
Okay. I'll figure that out at some point in the future. In the meantime, I hit them for 6.
Nice.
All right, so you kind of crush down on one. Some of the vines splinter off and it cracks, but it's still alive and staring angrily at you. Which brings us to Emojis.
yeah, with my firebolt. I have this up, so I know what it does. I don't know what to do, though.
He did he, when Emojis was ready to fire a firebolt, if they were hostile, right? So did that mean that he held an action?
He would have held an action if they went before he did.
Okay.
But because of the initiative order, he's reacting before them. So basically, I'm just allowing it to happen in natural order. If they had rolled above him, I would let him get the spell off ready. But initiative-wise, they are much further down.
Mm.
So, I don't know what to do.
All right, so if you're going to fire off your firebolt, you have your spell attack bonus, which I believe is a +6. You can roll a 1d20 +6 to see if you hit.
Awesome. That sounds good. Roll 1.
And are you going to target the one that
Nice.
Stant is already attacking, or are you going to target one that has not yet been attacked?
Focus fire.
Well,
Focus
can I
fire.
hope that I hit the one that attacking stance and then a little ember flies off and hits the other one?
All right, roll damage.
Roll again?
Nope, roll your damage. I forget what Firebolt does for damage.
Oh, okay. I have it right here. This spell damage increases by 1d10 when you... Oh, reach. Sorry. Nope. On hit, the target takes 1d10 fire damage.
All right, so roll 1d10.
Do I add anything to that? Plus
Nope.
6 again? No?
Nope.
Ooh, 7.
It's good.
All right,
Dang.
so you see it charging. Stant hits it and sort of darts out of the way to allow you a free shot. You mumble your arcane words, and a big gout of flame shoots out, catches the ball of wine, tines, and weirdness, and it just sort of bursts into flame. And in about 2 seconds, all that are left are ashes.
Oh yeah.
Was
way
it
to
just
go,
one of
Moses.
them or all 3 of them?
Just one. The other two sort of
Oh.
went and moved out of the way from the fire. They don't seem to like fire at all.
Great job, Emojis.
And that brings us to Wendy.
Can I just say it's nonsense that Sacred Flame doesn't deal fire damage?
It's
Sacred
a
Flame deals
radiant
radiant
spell.
damage.
It's sacred. Come on, man.
Sacred flame.
In that case, I take my trusty Warhammer to whatever one's closest to me.
Okay.
So that's gonna be. I should have thought about this before. It's D20, and I'm gonna use. Since I have my shield, I'm just gonna do the one-handed.
Okay. So Wendy
Solid
charges
8.
forward, shield ready, warhammer blazing, brings it up, slams it down just as the mass of vines darts off to the left, and she
No!
just a loud thud as the warhammer slams into the ground.
I sort of look around and see if anyone saw me miss. Clearly they did, and then I say, "Consider that a warning."
Do I have to come in with another firebolt and save him too?
You may have to, but since Stant and Wendy have decided to make them prime targets up front,
Uh-oh.
the first mass of vines decides to lash out at Stant.
I thought I blew up the first ones, and then Wendy missed the second one.
Yeah, she the two that are left.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Ooh.
Oh,
So
the
the one that
that-
attacks Stant, these sort of vines just shoot out straight at Stant, but he's quick with his club and just sort of bashes them away and dodges back.
Oh.
While Wendy
Mm-hmm.
is not so lucky.
That'll hit.
Sort of as she's recovering, trying to lift up her weapons, the two sort of spiked vines just sort of stab her into her side. And it's actually quite painful as she takes 6 points of damage.
Hey,
Right.
should we actually call out the numbers since this is going to be a podcast too?
Yeah, I would call out numbers.
Okay. So yeah.
So, yeah, we'll start calling out the numbers
So Greg rolled a 20.
to hit Wendy,
Yeah.
and she takes 6 points of damage.
And that
and
wasn't
that
even a crit; it was a modified 20. So if it were a crit, we'd be in big trouble.
We'd be in real bad shape. But that brings us to SBJ and D Pepper.
D Pepper.
Oh man.
All right.
This is the new mechanics. I'm very eager.
This is the situation where I feel like I'm missing stuff. Like I'm looking at this, I'm not sure exactly what I can do, and I know you wrote this, Greg.
Yep. So, D Pepper is out of the Pokeball. So in combat, you get 3 actions. You get an attack action, a bonus action, and a move action. Bonus actions, most of you don't have any right now, so we're going to ignore that. Both you and D Pepper can take your full move on a move action. So you can move, attack, and then move away. But for your attack action, you have to decide whether you're attacking or you're having Deep Pepper attack. If you're going to have Deep Pepper attack, you're using your attack action to command Deep Pepper to attack.
Okay.
And then which attack on Deep Pepper's 2 attacks you're going to use is up to you.
Now I'm assuming
Keeping in mind that one of them is only usable once per day.
And I'm assuming if Deep Pepper takes damage, I take damage because we're 1 unit.
Nope, Deep Pepper has his own HP. So if Deep Pepper is brought down to 0, he has to return to your Pokeball and cannot be used again for the rest of the day.
Okay. I don't have... Is Deep Pepper's HP 9?
Should be, I believe, 10.
Okay.
Should say AC and then HP 10 next to his fly speed.
Oh, I see it.
He's got a fly speed? We could be riding this guy?
No.
It's a far-fetched. Don't get too excited.
It's
not a-
Hey, man. I've ridden a Starly across the world.
That's true. We are talking about Pokemon.
Talking about 4 people on one Farfetch.
Maybe at later levels, Mega Farfetch'd will come in, fly you around the world.
All right, so can I have Farfetch do spear throw?
Well, you have the spear for you.
Oh, okay.
Farfetch has his own actions. So he has
Yeah,
Leak
that
Slash,
leak.
so he can attack with his leak.
Leak slash. All right. I'll have him do that. So I command Deep Pepper to do leak slash on the closest monster to me.
Okay. So he has a +3 to hit, so roll a 1d20 +3.
+3. I rolled a 20. Deep Pepper rolled that 20.
But not a nat 20. But you do. So Deep Pepper charges forward, brings up his leak in a slashing fashion, and smashes into one of the vines. His damage is 1d6 +1.
1d6 +1.
Way to go, Deep Pepper.
He will save us all.
I have the most faith in Deep Pepper, honestly.
Rolled a 3 for damage.
All right, so he slashes with the leak, slamming into the side of one of the big masses of vines. It doesn't look like it was terribly effective, but it does look like it did some damage.
Okay.
So that is the end of the first round of combat. So we go back to the top of the initiative order.
That's
and back
me.
to Stan.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I just go to the one that Deep Pepper attacked.
All right, so you charge over to help Deep Pepper.
It's truly an honor to fight beside you.
Deep Pepper is excited.
Ciao. I got a 15.
All right, so you take your shillelagh and slam into the one. It's already off kilter from the hit from Deep Pepper, and you make a solid contact.
7.
Ooh, so you take a huge swipe. A bunch of the vines go shattering off. It's got a huge sort of hole in its side, but it's still alive and still angry. And we are up to Emojis.
So there's now 2 of them, one severely injured and one still intact.
Correct.
So I'm going to give Wendy the opportunity to finish off the one that's in pieces. So I'll take on the full one with another firebolt.
Good
All right.
guy emojis.
So roll D1, D20 +6. So I get the +6 from 4 from intelligence and then the +2 proficiency bonus, right?
Correct.
Is that just learning the game?
Nice.
Oh, so close to a natural 20, but not right. But your firebolt strikes true.
25!
Sparks of flame fire out and hit it. Roll your damage.
A lot of Bulbasaur terms could be if we weren't kids friendly. I roll 1d6, right?
1d10.
Oh, sorry. Oops. 1d10. Ooh.
Guys, something cool on Roll20. If you scroll down, you can see the last 10 rolls you made. So we'll be making a lot of the same rolls over and over again. That might save us some time.
Did I do that right?
Yep.
And you rolled 1d10, you got 3.
We got
You
3.
got 3. So,
That's
as
not
much
good.
as your aim was true, you didn't put enough oomph into that spell. Luckily, however, it seems particularly weak to fire. So even though the flames were kind of small and tindly, it still sort of caught on fire and started burning in towards the center. It's well charred, but still around. That brings us to Wendy.
I feel like SBJ would have muttered, "It's super effective," under his breath.
Well, it's my first time casting the magic, so I didn't know how good it'd be.
I mean,
It's
I'm
your
not.
second time casting the magic. The first time you blew one of them up.
I'm not too impressed right now because
First day.
he didn't
First day.
because Emojis didn't finish the job.
He did on the other guy though.
That's true. That's true.
He's got our only kill.
But he talked
I'm
real
1 for
big
3.
after killing that first one and kind of
It was
dropped the ball the second
my
time.
aim.
Hey, don't pull
I
a
got
Wendy
my aim
here.
Right. I got my aim right. There wasn't enough oomph in the fire.
Thanks for vamping. I needed to look something up in the book.
We've killed 2 of them, right? There's still 1 left.
No.
They're both still alive.
There's still
Oh,
my
And since that's the case, I'm just gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself.
All right.
So I do 1d8 plus my ability modifier plus my spellcasting modifier, which is which is 2. Do I add my proficiency bonus to that too, Greg?
Yes.
Okay, so it's going to be 1d8 plus 4, but then also plus 3 because of my life domain thing. So 1d8 plus 7.
So she is a life priest. She is
I'm A-okay.
particularly good at casting spells that are healing. She gets to add a lot of bonuses to it. So
I rolled a d8,
wow.
got an 8 plus 7 is 15. So I can only
15
go back to my max of 11, but I'm A-okay now.
So she sort of
Nice,
chants quietly to herself. All of you see this gorgeous, sparkling light shimmer down, and the 2 wounds that were cut into her side just completely seal shut, and Wendy is perfectly fine.
You go, girl.
However, that leaves 2 angry...
Now you know what I'm capable of.
2 angry vines left. Stant is right there, as is D. Pepper, so they're going to close in and try to attack both of you. So the one that D. Pepper just most recently hit is going to be attacked back.
Apparently the stream is going strange, by the way, according to the chat.
It's just a
Steve?
Twitch thing. We're good. We're still recording.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
if
so
the
the
stream's
vines...
going weird, usually just refresh the webpage. It's like prime time hour for most streamers on Monday night, so we're gonna suffer that lag.
We're prime time entertainment.
Micah's not having an issue, so that's something.
Yeah, just
The
refresh the
vines
page.
attack D. Pepper. I rolled an 11, so D. Pepper is much better than an 11. Just sort of
Just
stands back, twirls his leek around, fends off the 2 vine attacks, and strikes a perfect pose, completely unaffected.
That's my
While
boy.
the other vine goes after Stant. However, he's not as great either. He's sort of, the little ball of vine is concerned by the fact that it's on fire. It kind of throws off his aim, which is why he only rolled a 5. So the
Thanks,
vines
Marcus.
sort of wrap around where it thinks Stant should be, but it's completely off and just sort of scrapes into the ground before it pulls back. And that brings us to D, Pepper, and SBJ.
All right. Well, Leak Slash was very effective last time, so I think I will command D Pepper to Leak Slash again,
All right.
which is going to be 1d20 plus 3.
Yep.
And I rolled a 22.
Deep Pepper knocking it out of the park.
Deep Pepper makes up for my flaws.
Deep Pepper's the bomb.
And then roll that damage.
1d6 plus 1.
Yep.
Another 3.
All right. So Deep Pepper darts back, charges forward, leak out right into the center of that ball of vines, slashes up, and the entire thing sort of explodes into bits
Deep
of
Pepper!
vines, sort of settles around Deep Pepper's feet.
Deep
Pepper, I hope you didn't want to sketch Pepper, that one, Stan.
Deep Pepper.
You think these is Pokemon?
I mean, it's a weird thing that's not quite an animal, so I kind of assumed.
I think I need to RP my character then. I assume these are Tangulas, but I didn't really think about how that affected Stant. He would have just been sketching them. Damn it. Dang it.
It is Stant's turn because we're at the top of the next round.
Does Stant know that or realize that they are Pokemon or think that they are Pokemon?
Make me an animal handling check.
All right. I believe I have advantage on that.
So are we going to be using Stant at our Pokedex with this spell he's about to use?
Yes.
Okay, I have +6 to that.
Should have called you Dexter.
I got 21.
So they seem to be Pokemon, but they seem to be a corrupted version.
That's even more interesting. My life and my friends' lives are in danger right now. Do I think that I can have a good enough memory to sketch these?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, then, in that case, I hit a last one with a shillelagh again. Okay. An 8.
Yeah. So Stan sort of runs forward, and then his brain goes, "Wait, maybe I should be sketching this." And he just sort of stops, and his strike is not so great. He just sort of taps down gently, and he starts looking for his sketch pad, and then realizes, wait, I have to save my friends, and focuses back on the battle. But unfortunately, he misses.
All right.
And that brings us to Emojis.
Well, so I've gotten the aim. I've blown up one of these wee balls with feet. I guess we're going to go for once more another firebolt, and hopefully this time get rid of... we still have one whole one, right?
He's the one that you caught on fire last time. He's still there. He's still sort of on fire.
All right, so I'm a little angry that he didn't go away yet, so I'm going to really focus down on this guy.
All right.
And take him out with once more another firebolt. So I roll another...
Deep Pepper and I are still celebrating in the background. Very proud.
Way to go! It was his first KO, right?
God. I rolled a 9.
So, kind of confused at what Stan's doing. You fire off, but his sort of weird actions over there and his sort of hesitation makes you think, well, maybe I should kill it. And you sort of pull up at the last minute, and the firebolt sort of sails off into the sunset and does nothing, which brings us to Wendy.
I was going to say I'd probably get mad at him and yell at him, get his head back in the game.
You're right. I'm sorry. I'm failing everybody.
Is the one that attacked me also the one that seems to be the closest to being KO'd?
No. The one that attacked you was KO'd by Deep Pepper.
Yeah,
okay. So there's just one left.
There's just one left.
All right. Well, then my choice is easy. I hit it with my Warhammer. That's going to be +4. All right, 22 should hit.
Yes, that is a solid hit.
My damage is 1d8 plus 2 is my strength, so 1d8 plus 2.
Go, Wendy!
All right, so I hit it for 8.
All right, so head in the game, full of righteous anger, Wendy
I told you the last one was a warning!
Slams the Warhammer down on top of the massive vine, shattering it into bits. You all take a moment to sort of stop and breathe, Nothing else happens, and you are out of your first combat.
I sketch these Tangalas. All right, how long does it take me to sketch normally? Is this going to have to be like a thing?
That's up to you. How long do you usually take to sketch?
Well, if Stan's sketching, Deep Pepper and I are just sitting down, chilling, talking about how sweet it was that Deep Pepper knocked out something.
Wow.
Stan's a pretty quick sketcher. He's been doing it his whole life. And it's mainly, he's mainly doing wildlife, so that can get away really quick. So he's pretty good at getting a pretty good likeness very fast.
All right.
While they're all doing those things, can I sort of check out the situation, figure out what the deal with these things are?
Yes.
What should I roll for that?
You can make a nature check.
Okay.
Is anyone less than full HP?
I think we're all full.
I'm full. I got a 9.
You sort of stand over and try to piece together the pieces. Unfortunately, you all were really good at destroying them, so there's not much left. Kind of picking them up when you kind of grab the vines, they crush really easy in your finger. It almost immediately turns to dust.
I turn to the rest of the group and I say, well, from my investigation, I think we got him.
All right. So after Stant finishes his sketching and you eat breakfast since they attacked you before you could eat, you continue heading off to the east. You take about another half day before you see sort of the big jagged crack in the earth that has to be the ravine. You approach and you can see that the ravine itself is about 10 feet across. It's kind of like if somebody just took a big knife and dragged it across the earth. It's just a big, ugly scar. The edge just sort of falls off into complete darkness from where you're standing. There seems to be no light that seems to actually penetrate down into the ravine. It's probably much more for an effect because the sun's lower, but it gives you sort of this sort of creepy feeling like that place is just not a nice place to go. Stant, however, immediately notices that there is a rock with a rope tied around it, and that rope drops down into the ravine.
I think this is where we got to go in, boys.
Looks good to me.
Climbing
Following
down.
you guys.
We need to do like a check.
Let's check the rope first. This might be rotted.
Can I use Mage Hand, Greg,
Yep. What do you want to use Mage Hand for?
to check if it's safe?
Sure. So you sort of cast your invisible hand and sort of float over, and you sort of start testing the weight of the rope, sort of pulling against the rock. The way it is reacting, it can't have been here for long. It still seems really strong, really well made. It doesn't seem to have really any sort of weather, tear, damage. It's just it's a really solid, well made rope.
So can we assume it was freshly set up?
That's your best guess. Yes.
Okay,
Does it,
guys, I think it's safe.
does it look like it's been here a while, or does it look like it was placed recently?
Well,
It's hard to tell, but the fact that it doesn't really show a lot of weather, any sort of weather-beaten aspects to it, you would assume that it can't have been here for longer than a week or so.
Might have been oak carts.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. So I think we're in the right place.
Well, you
Let's
want
slow down.
You want to break that down? What was that word you just said?
Oak cart?
Yeah.
from
Oh,
Oak
Oakhart's got it. Sorry, my memory's bad.
Ephraim Oakhart.
You gotta take it easy on that neck.
The entire reason that we're here.
We're looking for this guy. He's got a thing.
I'm just used to being on the
Good
road,
stuff.
going from place to place.
Are you going to investigate, or are you just going to hop on the rope and head on down?
Well, I thought we were
Am I good at investigation? If someone's gonna investigate, it shouldn't be me.
I can investigate. I believe I have pretty significant bonus to that, right? I have to passive investigation, right? Or is there a passive investigation?
No, there's not a
No.
passive investigation. There's just solid investigation.
Okay, so I have +5 to that though.
All right.
So I should make that, or +7 total. All right, so I'm gonna roll. I got a 22.
All right, so you sort of go over and investigate the rope and then sort of look down into the darkness and sort of hold the torch down there. The rope goes down quite a ways. It looks like he actually tied 2 ropes together. From the light of the torch, you actually can't see the bottom of the rope. It just goes down into darkness. The other thing that you sort of noticed is there are sort of weird claw marks in the rock face. Sort of that either something sort of clawed its way out of the ravine or was fighting as it was pulled into the ravine. You can't tell which.
Guys, it might be scary.
there's something down there.
Probably.
I mean,
Well,
didn't we know that
like
already?
scared.
They're goblins.
Yeah, but they're all the time
Are
giving
they that
away
big?
healing apples or whatever. We don't know nothing about these goblins.
Yeah, the goblins around here must be different from the ones in Sinnoh if they just give people healing apples.
Right, yeah, that's the same here, but, let's go find out, I guess.
Who's going down first?
I'll go.
Good old
All
Stan.
right.
Sounds good.
So Stanton's going to need to make an athletics check to climb down the rope.
Athletics? Oh, no. Maybe I shouldn't go down first.
You would think being
I
in
don't
this
have great
room I would have athletics, but I don't.
You hurt your
The
neck.
injuries.
You had to give
You
up
hurt your
athletics.
neck.
That's true. Yeah. I did back in the day when I was my
I have
prime.
athletics.
Plus, it's all just scripted, so you don't actually have to be that great of an athlete.
Wait. So I'm kind of
All right.
asking a question about the game. I have athletics and a 13 and 13's not good in dexterity. So did that mean I go first?
No,
Your athletics is based off of strength.
Yeah, strength.
Oh, I have. Oh, never mind. Terrible strength.
I have a +2 in strength. That's my bonus. I'll be rolling a d20 +2. I think all of us are probably not so good at this, huh?
Nope.
Wendy might have some strength.
Yo.
I'm not trained in athletics, so I just get a +2.
Okay.
I'm just +2 as well.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I mean, we're all gonna have to go down eventually, so.
right.
Oh, that's-
I'll just go ahead and go for it. Ugh. I got a 9.
All right, so you shimmy down. You see Stant sort of lower himself over. You hear him scream as he falls a bit, but he manages to catch himself. But he falls quickly into darkness. So you hear him yell and sort of stop.
I'm
And,
okay.
Did you hit the bottom?
Because I was
Oh, I guess
scared.
it does.
Farfetch
And then you-
leans over and waves the stand with his wing.
Bye-bye. But Stant, you do make it to the bottom of the 80-foot rope to a simple platform, but it's completely dark down there.
I'll light a torch, I guess.
All right, so you light a torch. You're on landing. So it seems that once you get down to this level, you see that you're on a wide sort of ledge that has been carved out of the cave wall. It's about 20 foot long by 20 feet wide. So there's room for you to stand, and then you see sort of straight ahead of you, there seems to be carved stairs that lead down. The other thing that you see around you is there's a lot of bones. There's a carcass here of some sort that's sitting on this ledge.
Can I identify what type of bones they are?
Make me a nature check.
Nature. Yeah, I got advantage on that.
So
So
only Stan's down there right now, right?
Yep, only Stan's down there right now. Whoever wants to go next can make their athletics check to climb down after him.
I'll yell up to them that it's a relatively easy climb and there's nothing waiting here. I'm okay. Come on down.
I'll go next.
Oh, I got a crit. I know exactly what these bones are.
Yes, you do know exactly what these bones are. These are pig bones. In fact, there's still some meat on the bone. Looking at it, you see that some creature has actually been gnawing on these bones and has been gnawing on it for a while.
Oh man. Like today, maybe, or
like today.
Ugh.
In like the last hour.
Yeah, he's not that good.
Oh, okay.
So who's going down next?
I'll go down next. I rolled a 9.
All right. The same sort of horrible experience that Stan you have. The rope is sort of slick.
Oh, bummer story.
From morning dew. So as you sort of climb down, your hands just sort of start to slide and you get sort of rope burn before you can catch yourself again. But you lower yourself down and stand next to Stant.
All right. I made it, guys.
I'll go next.
Okay.
That's a crit. I get it when it matters.
With complete style and grace, as if born to this, Wendy lowers herself gracefully down the rope as if this was the easiest thing she's ever done. She lands perfectly at the bottom.
Throw my hair back and
that's climbing.
Try to be casual about how awesome that was.
And last,
roll for him and D Peppers, or
D Pepper can fly. D Pepper just fly down.
Yeah, D Pepper has no problem getting down. I'm rolling 1d20 plus 1, I believe, based on my strength.
Yep.
19.
Oh yeah, not a problem. Showing the athletic prowess known.
Despite his serious neck injury.
Despite serious neck injury, easily makes his way down the 80 feet of rope and stands on the ledge.
I look at Wendy and I say, I used to run the ropes all the time back in the day. This is no different.
So once you're on this landing, Wendy, you recognize this craftsmanship.
Oh.
This is clearly dwarven, although it's fairly ancient dwarven. You haven't sort of seen this style of carving except in more ancient sites. So you're immediately sort of both at home and on edge because you hadn't heard of this place before.
Yeah, so I say to the rest of the folks, I think these are some sort of ruins or something. We're definitely in someplace built by my people, or at least dwarves generally. I don't know quite what. If I learned it in my history class, I've already forgotten it, but I don't seem to remember this.
Well, I don't think we got anywhere to go but forward.
SBJ knows some history.
Okay.
Can I do something?
Yeah, you can roll up history.
All right.
So make a history check.
So I will help refresh Wendy's mind based off the little that she knows. It is... So my history is +4, so that's 1d20 plus 4?
Yep.
Do I add the +1 for intelligence also next to it?
That should... So what's your intelligence?
My intelligence total is 13, and then it has a +1, and the next to it, history, has a +4.
Actually, probably should be a +3, because it should be a proficiency bonus of a +2 plus the 1 for your intelligence. It should be 1d20 plus 3.
Yeah, you get a +3.
+3. Okay. Got it. So 1d20 plus 3, rolling 8.
No. You sort of think about it. your memory's already sort of foggy, and so you sort of think about this, and this was probably any mention or memory of this particular place had long been overwritten by a bunch of wrestling moves. So you ponder for a bit, and you just, nope, no clue what this place is.
Sorry, Wendy. I don't know if you know, but I've had some neck injuries.
I mean, it's fine. If you knew about this place and I didn't, it would have been a little embarrassing, honestly.
All right. Well, I mean, this pig over here has been gnawed on. I'm pretty sure the creature that did it is real close.
Can I see anything that the rest of the folks can't with the whole dark vision thing?
Make me a perception check.
And do.
I have the torch on, so.
Now, and I'm just asking. I also have perception, so.
Yep.
Do I
if y'all kind of want to scan the area, anybody who wants to look out makes a perception check.
That's another 20.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
22.
22 specifically.
So nat 20, 22. So as you're sort of all getting your bearings and sort of looking, Wendy's sort of looking down the stairway, and she sees 3 sets of eyes slowly creeping up the staircase towards you. As they sort of get a little bit closer, you can immediately pick out the sort of sharp buck teeth on these little rats, as 3 Rattata, who clearly are upset that you're by their food, slowly approach you.
Rattata. Is Rattata in Ruby and Sapphire?
No,
Yeah.
you've never seen them.
Okay, so this is very interesting.
Oh, I probably deck snapped it. Never mind. Because I just caught one last week, but never mind.
Do they look? So you said they were mad that we were near their food. Do they look like they're hostile? They're gonna take a snack on us?
Quite possibly.
Can
Are you
Can I
alerting
just
to
try
this?
to? Maybe I can try to just scare them away. I mean, they're rats, right?
Maybe. Are you gonna tell us, or do I notice that Wendy's doing stuff?
So Wendy sees
yeah.
it, and then immediately after, Emojis sees it as well. So you kind of see where Wendy's staring, and you sort of look, and you see the same sort of things creeping up on all of you.
So they're coming at us.
Yep.
I'm not very imposing. Does anyone want to try to scare these things away?
I'll scare him away. I'll scare him away, and I'll cast Shillelagh.
Could I have a kind of a question.
Yes.
Could I create a silent image of a monstrous beast to scare them in the opposite direction?
You can. So if you wish to cast the spell, that's a first level spell, and then I'll have you make an intimidation check to see if you can frighten them with that silent image.
And I'm assuming if we do that, we can progress on our journey to find Occult.
Yep.
Bypass this battle. Alright. So I roll a d20 plus what again you said? What check?
So the silent image you can create just because you can cast the spell. So that'll work, but it eats up one of your spell slots.
Yeah.
But then in order for it to actually be intimidating, I'll need you to make an intimidation check.
I don't have that as a skill.
So
you
just use
have all
base
the
stat.
skills. It's just not trained. So you just don't add a +2 to it.
Oh, so I'm just adding +4? Where's
Whatever you would add.
charisma? Oh, charisma?
Yeah,
Charisma.
you would add
So
your
+1.
charisma modifier.
But if the thing's scary, you might get a bonus. I don't know.
Yeah, what does your thing look like?
So what do you make?
A Persian.
I was gonna say I make a Tyrantrum, but I don't know if we know what that is.
You probably have not run into one.
Okay, so I have to make up something I've seen. What if I
Yes.
made can we make a Tangrowth because we saw Tangela and I in my mind just imagine a bigger body of weed
Sure.
with bigger arms.
Sure.
Roll for creativity.
Sure. You can sort of think about those creatures and make a giant version of one.
That's a 9 for folks listening at home.
I rolled a 9.
So you create this image and it pops in and it's very terrifying. And the three of them sort of stop for a moment, and then those of you who are watching, they sort of sniff the air a little bit and quickly realize that it has no smell.
Mm.
And then they're like, yeah, that's not real. And they
So
Does
I
Stan
once
actually
again
see these?
had a really awesome idea.
so now
but
they're
I-
starting to approach. In case you need a visual representation.
Oh, hey.
Can't. So I want to push Emojis aside here and step up with D Pepper, and I want to
Whoa!
persuade
Shots were fired.
the Rattatas to leave us alone.
All right. So since you're dealing with Pokemon, you're going to make an animal handling check.
Okay, and that is... I have a +5 for that under Wisdom, so is that 1d20 plus 5?
Yep.
I thought you said animal handling was charisma when
It
you're
is.
dealing
It's
with
listed
Pokemon.
under the wisdom thing, but I changed the bonus to include charisma on his sheet.
Cool.
So that's correct. Because his charisma is a +3 and he's got a +2 for proficiency.
Cool. Sorry, I was such a stickler when you already had it.
I got 15 plus 5, 20.
All right. So what do you want to do? How are you approaching them?
D Pepper's in front of me. I'm behind D Pepper. D Pepper with its wings motions that, you know, we're no threat, no big deal, and kind of waves them away.
All right. So D Pepper strides forward with you behind it. It sort of asserts its superiority. They sort of lock eyes for a moment, and they get that sort of anime style judging each other up. A little bit of sparks hit each other in the middle, and the three of them decide that it's probably not worth their time to get injured and scatter off down the stairs and disappear into the darkness.
Oh.
And then
Did I get a good enough look at them to sketch them?
You got an okay look at them.
But you saw my big scary Tangrowth that did nothing.
I did see that.
And
But I've already got a sketch.
I start chanting, D Pepper, D Pepper, D Pepper.
You did a real good job convincing those to leave, D Pepper. I just wish they would have stuck around for a little longer. All right, I try my best at a sketch. Do I need to roll for that or something? Or
Nah.
Okay.
It's not a good sketch. You didn't get a good enough view of them.
I'm not writing it down.
All right. So they've scared off the Rattata. They take off down in the darkness, and so you're standing on top of a long flight of stairs.
All right, let's go down there.
Yeah, that's the only way to go. Then I think we go.
Keep walking.
All right. So you head off down the stairs. It keeps going deeper and deeper. You go down probably about 100 feet, just kind of traversing down these thick stone stairs. And then you see it sort of appear at the bottom. Wendy, you can see it clearly. The rest of you, it's sort of off in the haze. But you can see sort of the front entrance of what must have been a fortress. There's just sort of a large building. It's kind of got a bunch of stylized door on it. It's got some great-looking towers and some windows. It looks like this was probably some sort of dwarven fortress, and you know that
Like the video game?
This is the entrance, and then the rest of it's actually built into the mountain.
Mm-hmm. I think this ravine's going to be a little deeper than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it looks like it's actually like a whole fortress kind of deal. Is it just a door?
Yeah, well, there used to be a door there. There's now sort of a wooden plank hanging off the side of a door opening, and you can kind of see deeper inside. So you kind of come down to the stairs, and you're in front of this sort of broken door. Looking inside, you see that just a sort of small courtyard. It used to be, looks like at one point it was a really nice, well-decorated courtyard. There were statues and sort of, probably at some point, some fountains, but kind of off on the sides, you see sort of half-broken dwarven statues and cracked bowls that probably once held water. The courtyard itself is about 30 feet wide by about 50 feet long, in terrible shape. It looks like whoever currently lives here, resides here, does not care about architecture or upkeep or niceties, because there's been no sort of effort made to make this a usable or easily passable courtyard. There is enough room amongst the rubble to easily traverse to the door, but it's clear that nobody's actually taken any time to do any sort of repair or upkeep in hundreds of years.
Can I I'd be amiss if I didn't do this. Can I look at the stonework a little more closely, since I have the whole dwarf thing where I can really, really know a lot about stones?
Yes.
Okay. So I roll for history, and then I pretend for this that I already am proficient in it, but then I add double my proficiency bonus, so that's going to be a 1d20 plus 5. That's a 9.
That's a 9.
I was actually getting really excited, like, oh man, we're gonna get some
I'm gonna add
dwarf
plus
history in
5.
here.
This is clearly, by the statues and by the care that was put into the statues, that this was clearly once a noble house.
Okay.
You know that for sure. Which noble house it was, you can't make heads or tails. There's just too much destruction.
Okay. So knowing that, I say to the rest of the party, look, I don't know who this is, whose ruins these are, but I can tell you that they were way more important than any of you. So if any of you take anything or break anything, I'm going to tell the entire community, the entire dwarf noble community. And if you planned on going through Mount Coronet anytime soon, you're going to have a rough time.
Well, I don't think any of us were going to do that, Wendy, but
Fell down,
I'll
Wendy.
try my best. Yeah, let's keep going though.
So across the courtyard is basically a door that looks like it goes further into the fortress, but Stant, as you're walking, something about the floor of the courtyard doesn't seem right to you.
Hold on, everybody, stop for a second.
Can't put your finger on it.
Can I make a more deliberate perception check? Okay.
You can.
All right, it's plus 6. I got a 15.
As you sort of cautiously approach the door, you can see that there's a segment of the stone pavement where it's actually a section of it's slightly lower than the rest of the courtyard. It dips down not much, maybe an inch, but it's definitely lowered.
Can I just randomly throw like a rock onto it? A rock that is not integral to the dwarven architecture of the place.
Check with Wendy.
I'm watching.
Wendy, is it okay? Like, is this a rock or is this like a important dwarf thing?
That is a house stone. Pick a rock next to it, please.
Sorry. And I'll just toss that onto the lower part.
All right, so you toss it over. It hits the lower part, and the entire lower part gives away. It's on a hinge, so it just falls in. And it's just leaves an open pit.
Well, don't go in there, I guess.
Yeah.
Thanks, Stant.
It's right in front of the door.
Can we still get into the door? Like, just kind of step aside, or?
No.
I have some.
You're going to have to somehow to fix this trap. Looking down in the hole, you do see a bunch of skeletons down there. There is a rather fresh, you would probably say, 2 days goblin body down there, and there are 3 Rattata happy as clams eating that goblin.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna sketch them. You guys figure this out. Be right back.
I want to provide some insight of what may be causing the hole, because then maybe we can figure out how to get around it. Yeah?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Go for it.
All right. So my insight is a +4, so let me roll a d20 +4 here. So I feel like I've seen the hole before, and so that's where my insight may be coming from.
Yep.
And that is a 9.
You do know that this is a standard sort of pit trap. You've run into this in sort of wrestling exhibitions where if they quickly want somebody to leave the stage, they'll drop the floor out from under them so they disappear into the earth. You do know that there is a way to fix it, but in your mind, you've only ever seen people fix it from going into the hole and pushing the plate back up, which doesn't seem as helpful in this situation.
How big is the gap?
The gap.
Logan just turns into Mr. Destructoid.
How big is the gap?
The gap is
Dang it,
10
Scott.
feet wide and 10 feet long.
Can we not just use a rope to just get over it?
It's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, that seems to be a sensible way to do it.
Also,
Is there any water nearby?
No.
No.
All the fountains have been
Dried
drained.
up? Drained. Oh, we are in a... Okay. Didn't know if there was any water even at the bottom of the 10-foot hole.
Not that you can see.
Not that we can see. Could I check?
Yes.
Am I
Make me a
rolling?
perception check.
Perception check.
Yep.
Perception is wisdom, which is 2. So...
crit.
Oh, yeah.
Dang.
So,
24.
When it counts.
You sort of stare down there and you see that there's probably about sort of an inch of water at the bottom.
Well, I want to use my cantrip, Shape Water, to
Okay.
lift the water up and make it an ice bridge to cross.
All right. So
Sweet.
Emoja sort of stands over the hole and he starts moving his hands and chanting. And you see just this sheen of water rise up to the level of the lip and then immediately freeze over.
And that lasts for like infinite, so we can all safely cross.
Does it?
Oh,
Cool. That's pretty rad. Also, just so you know, Emojis, I have a spell that's create or destroy water. So anytime you need some water to deal with, I can hook you up.
That's why I kept asking. I asked earlier in the show if there's any water. Yeah, so I can shape water.
Yeah, so let me know. Let me know when you want some water. I can make like 10 gallons, I think.
Stan
We know that from now on.
Yeah.
doesn't trust an inch of ice, so he's very skittishly skulls across the corner.
All right. So now that you have your perfect ice bridge, you sort of skate carefully across one by one so that you don't pile all your weight on it and shatter it.
Mm-hmm.
We all gracefully
Get across slowly and into the main tower. So once you're in sort of this, into the keep proper, you're in a large circular room. It looks like this was sort of a main greeting area. This is clearly sort of a grand hall. The stone in here is granite. It looks like at one point it would have been perfectly polished. a wonderful place to sort of meet and greet guests as they enter the keep proper. Unfortunately, it is not in good shape now. In fact, it looks like recently there has been some sort of massive fight here. Scrawled across the floor, you see 4 goblin bodies that have been attacked. And oddly, against the far wall, you see a goblin that has been pinned up against the wall by a...
What held him up to the wall? Sorry.
So he's pinned to the wall by a spear that was basically
Okay.
thrust straight into his chest, hard enough to drive him into the wall. There are 2 doors on opposites. So you're at this door here. It's a circle, so there's a door sort of in the southwest corner, and there's a door in the southeast corner.
Okay. Do we go knock on the doors and see who's inside?
Let's
No.
not yet.
Don't do that.
Anybody?
I'm gonna. Does anyone have a large bonus on investigation?
Yeah, I do.
No.
No.
I have 4 intelligence though.
I got +7 to investigation.
What?
Stan, you want to hook us
Dang.
up?
Stan,
Stan, go check.
go check.
That was the feat that I took gave me that, so I'm good for looking around dungeons. I got a 24.
So what are you looking for, just in general?
Well, definitely checking for any more traps, just like in the previous room, and looking to see if there's any markings on the doors or specific things, like anything that seems to call out.
Yeah. So searching, you're kind of scanning the walls, and immediately off to your left, you sort of are feeling the wall, and you pick up, there's a secret door here.
Oh, I'll definitely open a secret door whenever I find one. That's the number one rule of adventuring.
All right. So you fiddle with the door for a little bit, and you pop it open, and inside you see a very sad sight. There are 3 dwarven skeletons that look like they were at one point archer sentries. You would guess, just sort of by the amount of dust that pours out of there, that they've been sealed in that room for maybe 200 years.
I spend some time to sort of pay my respects, maybe say some prayers for their souls by the skeletons.
Perfect.
I mean,
Once you sort of do your last rites for them, you actually sort of feel their spirits sort of break free and flood out, and you get the sort of warm feeling as these poor trapped souls have been finally released from
is that
this
like
prison.
Can we see that?
She can, you can't.
Oh.
I'm acting probably the most somber that y'all have seen me, the least hoity-toity, and I just sort of I was kneeling to do that sort of, keep saying sort of, I was kneeling to
Sort of.
do those prayers and that sort of thing, and I stand up and I say I think they're on their way now.
That was beautiful, Wendy.
Thanks, just doing my job.
Anything
Tears falling.
anything else in that trap door there, Stan?
In the secret door filled with that would just like she just set their souls to rest. We're not gonna. I'm not
Literal
looking in there.
skeletons in the closet.
And
Yeah,
leave anything
I
behind
say-
in there? That's all I was asking.
I say, if you're thinking of trying to take any of these people's possessions, you don't want to do it in front of me.
Yeah, I wouldn't steal from the dead
All of you
people.
look in there, and anything that was once of value has... They looks like they had wooden bows, and the wood is really brittle. There's nothing that you could probably even salvage from them, even if Wendy wasn't looking.
Oh. Any weapons?
Nope.
Nah, it was all broken.
Oh, okay.
But
So
Wendy
who
did a
else
good
was
thing.
investigating? Was Emojis investigating too?
Stant was,
Yeah,
wasn't he?
Well, Stant did one door. Do I investigate the other door?
Yeah, you can keep investigating the room. Other room.
All right. So, This is a perception check.
Investigation check.
Oh, I'm sorry, investigation. So that's it.
Are you investigating something in particular?
I don't know.
Stan looked for traps and for special doors. That's how he
So
found
maybe
it.
you focus on the bodies?
What's around the bodies? And
Or just why they died, how they died, whatever.
Because there's one goblin that speared through a wall, right?
Yep.
And then the other.
The other 4 are on the ground.
All right. So should I just investigate the guy speared on the wall?
Sure, yeah.
All right.
All right. So you're kind
Hello.
of investigating the spear, and you see there's something written on the wall behind him.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, but I can probably only read it because it's probably in Dwarvish, so you might want to let me know.
So Wendy, what does that say back there behind his bleeding arms?
Is it in Dwarvish?
Are you going
Can
to...
you read that?
You can't see all of it. It doesn't... You can't tell. You just tell that there's something behind there. So
Should
do
we
you
get him
wish to
down?
pull out the spear?
Okay. Do I have to do a check, or do I just pull the spear out of him
Nope, you just pull the spear out. So you rip the
Alright,
spear
so-
out.
and carry him off to the side? And Wendy does another ritual.
Yeah, I look the other way. I don't want to see all that blood.
So you pull it off, and you sort of shuttle him off and dump him off to the side. The word behind him is actually written in Draconic.
Well,
I think
can't
Stan
help
can
you
read
there.
Stan can read Draconic. Boom.
What?
Stan has like 6 languages.
I take the spear away from Emojis because I want to check later if it's still in good condition.
Yeah, it's actually still a usable spear. It's just got a bunch of goblin guts on it, but it's still a usable spear. Reading the word on the wall, it just says Dragonite.
Does Stan know anything about that?
Nope.
It says Dragonite. I just wanted to let you guys know I could read that.
Are you
What
sure
is
you
that?
can read it, or did you just say a thing that sounded like dragon because it was in Draconic?
That's mean, Wendy.
Look, I just want to know if the information we're getting is accurate.
Do we know what dragons are?
You do know what dragon types are. You have heard rumors of dragon type creatures that basically once they take over a town or an area, drive everything else out.
That's not.
I have
Great.
a question. Is it written there like the dwarfs had it written like nicely on the wall, or was someone trying to scratch a message, or was blood written on the wall?
It was carefully and expertly carved into the wall. It must have been made at the time that the fortress was made.
Thank
So
you.
not by the goblins. Okay.
Yeah, that. So it was meant to be there. I didn't. So it's not like a warning, like watch out for the Dragonites.
Do I know of any dwarvish families or lines that are like super into dragons?
Make me a history check.
Okay.
Is there a way, as he's doing that, for me to see if the spear is better than the spear I have?
Yeah, you compare them, and they are pretty much exactly the same spear.
Okay.
That's a
Wendy with the crits.
Wendy with the crit knowledge, rolling a natural 20, so 23. So
Can't remember.
now
rocks.
that you're standing in this courtyard and you're staring at this wall, you remember a dwarven noble family from about 500 years ago that became dragon worshippers, so much so that they changed their family name to Dragonheart. They were also very, very territorial And ultimately, every other noble house shunned them.
I was going to ask that.
They were way too crazy. Putting all this together, this must have been where they fled to and made their home.
Was it just that they were shunned and they had to sort of protect themselves and run away, or was it that they were themselves dangerous?
You're not really sure. There are stories where they were actively attacking people, but there are also stories where they're in a much more sympathetic light, where they were just obsessed with these dragons and ultimately gave up all of their other sort of tasks and skills in pursuit of whatever they were looking for. You kind of get the sense, judging by at least how this place has been set up so far, that the stories of them being really violent and ruthless were probably justifications for them being shunned.
Yeah, but given that Wendy is a jerk and really cares about her lineage, I hate to do it, but to play her character, I would probably imagine that she hates these people.
That's probably accurate.
So I'm gonna say, forget what I said. Take whatever you want. These aren't real. These people say they're nobles. They're heretics. They're wild. Take whatever you want. Burn the place down as far as I care.
Still feel like we probably shouldn't take from dead people, even if you hated them for no reason.
Look, your morals are your own.
I whispered to Farfetch.
As long as you follow mine, I don't care what your additional rules are.
I whispered to D Pepper to take anything he can grab if no one's looking.
All right.
And then I sort of relay the information that you relayed to me. I don't want to belabor the point, but...
Did we make any progress toward Oakhart?
I think that's what we're trying to do, trying to find him.
So, the amount of sort of... There's so much sort of blood and movement through here. You assume that there have been people moving through here, but since you don't actually know what Oakhart looks like, you can't tell if any of these footprints are his.
Do we know if he's a human?
You don't.
We could have asked that at the bar.
We've asked so many questions so many times.
Lesson learned.
You don't know what or who we're looking for.
From Oakhart, the dragon.
All right. So it's like close to 10, but I don't want to get into another fight.
Well, were we supposed to investigate the other door? There is another door, right?
Well, so there's two more doors out of here. So
yeah, because Stan found
you assume will lead further into the fortress itself. There's one in the southeast sort of corner, even though it's round, and one in the southwest corner, even though it's round. So they're sort of in those directions on the walls.
Guys, do you think we need to check them out, or...
Flip a coin. We got to go through one.
Right.
All right. So I'll go check out.
I say west.
Oh, west.
I don't know. My gut's saying west.
West.
Have Farfetch go
Never
check.
Eat shredded wheat. It's that way.
Never eat soggy waffles.
Whatever,
That's
man.
what I learned. Yeah. All right. So let's go check out the west door.
All right. I'm down.
So you're heading to the west door.
Is there any blood or anything on said door?
No. It seems to actually be fairly... it looks like somebody at least has made sure that this door works, because it's actually a shut door. Just like the other door is a shut door. It looks like whoever is currently living here has had enough wherewithal to build barricades or closable doors to prevent other things from coming in. So it's actually a working shut door.
Question. You just said whoever's living here. It seems like this place looks inhabitable at the moment. So
Yeah, you also know
does
that
this door
goblins
look?
are horrible creatures.
So does this door look
Uninhabitable is
nice?
is a bar graph, I mean, like a bell curve, and like down here is goblin.
All right. I'm just asking because it seems like there's a clue that we should go through this door.
Both. The southwest door seems to be in better repair than the southeast door.
So let's go through the southwest door, guys.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So you sort of pop open that door. It goes into a long hallway. Again, there's no lights in this place because there's no torches, there's no torches, there's no lights. So you're basically holding your torch. You can see down the hallway. You guess the hallway goes down about 100 feet. It's about a 10-foot wide hallway. At the very far end of the hallway, you see a door, and then there are also 2 doors on either side of the hallway as you're heading down the hall. So there's a door on your left, there's a door on your right, and then there's a door at the end.
All right, we went west, which was we took a left. Let's just keep taking a left. Let's do a left-handed maze.
Fine by me.
Do it.
Okay, so you're heading down, and you sort of head down there, and there's a door on your left, and you try the door, and that door will not open.
Can we break down the door?
Is it just locked or?
It seems to be locked.
Anybody know knock?
No. Can I just try to force it open?
Yeah, if you want to bash down the door, you can.
Can I listen to see what's on the other side first?
Yeah, make me a perception check.
Can do. Sorry. 20 plus.
Perception.
14?
So you sort of press up against the door and sort of stand there for a little bit, and you hear absolutely nothing.
All right, I'm knocking her down.
Are you attempting to be quiet at all, or are you just going to bash to your heart's content?
What do you think, folks?
I was going to use a firebolt and burn the thing down, but that's just my approach.
I feel like loud's fine.
All right, we're going whole hog.
All right. So you sort of motion people to stand back. You just take your big warhammer and you just start bashing on the door. About 2 minutes later, the door just sort of cracks and splinters and sort of shoots in as it falls off its hinges. Inside is a tiny room, probably about 10 by 10, and right in the middle of the room is a big iron barrel.
Is that a normal dwarf thing? Do I know about dwarves using big iron barrels?
Make me a history check.
I'm guessing that's going to be the refrain for a while.
Yeah.
11.
No clue what this is.
All right, I look inside.
Inside, it's completely empty. But as you're kind of observing Stan sort of notices that there are sort of indents on the side of the barrel, like judging by what you just did to the door, the same sort of warhammer indents along the sides of the barrel.
Try hitting it with your hammer, Wendy. Looks like people did that.
Sure, yeah, I'll go for that.
All right, so you sort of step back, swing, and you hit it, and it sounds like a giant bell for a second, and it just sort of hums, and then immediately fills to the brim with water.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Is it clean water?
It looks clean. But is it really?
I know I can. Can't I change the condition of the water? But I don't know if I need to do that.
Can I see if it's? I mean, can I maybe roll for? Sorry, I'm laughing at a joke in the chat. That's pretty awful. Can I?
Oh, that's terrible.
Can I roll for religion or something to see if it's some sort of holy water, that sort of thing?
Sure.
Okay.
Why do I stop and ask the party? Why do we care about this barrel in this water?
Because it's weird.
Weird mystery, man. You don't want to find out why this thing fills with water when you hit it with a hammer?
I mean, that's a worthwhile thing. If we take that with us, we never have to worry about water again. I just want to make sure it's drinkable and not gonna burn us when we drink it.
Well, dwarves have iron stomachs. I mean, but Wendy...
I mean, that's only one of us.
Right, but I was saying that you could test the water, but Wendy probably wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I might. I mean, what does my 10 get me, Greg?
It has nothing about it suggests that it has any religious implications at all. There doesn't seem to be any sort of holy symbols. The fact that it's sort of tucked into a closet doesn't suggest that it had any sort of significance in a religious fashion. In fact, the fact that you are all sort of packed in here trying to deal with it, that there'd be no way for anybody to come in here and actually sort of worship it.
All right, I take a small sip.
You take a sip. It's fresh, cold, clear water.
Folks, if you're thirsty, it seems fine.
Yeah, Stan will drink some.
Yep, it's really good water.
I would grade this water A+.
I'm guessing this barrel is too heavy to just sort of take with us.
Yeah, it's huge, heavy, and seems to have been at least magically sealed to the floor.
Okay. I drink to my heart's content.
Yeah. Are there any other doors out of here?
Nope.
D Pepper takes a bath in it before we leave.
All right, if there's nothing else in the room, let's head out.
All right.
Are we going to go in the other doors?
So there's the door at the end of the hallway, or now there's a door almost directly across from you.
I say we do directly across, but...
Yeah.
That was going to be my choice. I say directly across.
So you sort of go and press that door, and it opens like maybe an inch before something stops it.
Oh.
Do we need to use force again?
Let me handle it. Does it seem like it's a soft thing, like a body, or is it like a hard, like just something's jamming it?
It's a hard.
Something's blocking us.
Like when you push against it, it does not easily move. You would assume that a body would at least move easier than this is.
Right.
Sounds like it's hammer time.
Yeah, I'll try to force it with. I mean, I don't think a hammer would really help, but I'll try to force it the best way I can.
Make me an athletics check.
Can do. It's 18 plus 2. It's 20.
Oh, yeah.
Natural 20.
An unnatural 20. So Wendy sort of stands back again, powerful hammer, slams into the door. The door half tears off because the bottom half stays. The door top sort of falls in, and you can see whatever this room previously was, it has been completely destroyed. The entire roof has caved in. There's just piles of rocks everywhere. You can't even get into it unless you really try to squeeze through and try to find a path in the rocks. Otherwise, there's just no getting in this room.
Well,
doesn't interest me too much, but if any of you really want to go for it, you can.
I'm ready for the next door.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go down the hall.
Go down the next door. I mean, if there's nothing in this next door, then we'll try to fight through the rocks, which I don't think we should do.
Nah.
It's a lot of Geodudes. That might be a rough battle.
They all use explosion.
Alright. We're going to go to door number...
So the door at the end of the hall?
Yeah, door at the end of the hall.
Come on down.
All right, so you
There's a goat behind the door.
you
I try to
pop
open it.
the door, and this is a much, much larger room. You immediately recognize this. This is probably once a temple. You see it that there's an altar in the center of the room. However, whatever religion was previously worshipped here, it has since been corrupted. All over the floor and on the walls, there are really weird symbols that look like they've been painted in sort of green goop. None of the symbols make any sense. But
Feeling a little less good about that water.
As Stant sort of stares at it, he begins to see that it's crudely written Draconic.
Good thing I know how to read Draconic.
He says,
Wendy.
you can tell that it says, "Here there be dragons."
Y'all, well, maybe we should turn around. Seems to suggest that there might be dragons here.
Look, all I'm saying is every time you read something that's you read something that's in Draconic, you just say a thing that has dragon in it, and I'm still not convinced.
Let me tell you, as someone who has not studied Draconic, you would not know they only say dragon. They're just constantly talking about it. Just over and over.
Everybody make me perception checks.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I got a 17.
So I have our perception of nothing. That's just +2 because of wisdom, right?
Yep.
Stan was too busy lecturing about Draconic to actually notice anything. I only got an 8. With a +6, mind you.
That was a terrible
Oh.
roll.
Wait, perception is wisdom, so I get 4.
Yep.
Woo.
SBJ got a 17.
I got a 14.
Wendy managed a 17, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So those of you that got 17, as you're sort of looking and you're sort of blocking out Stan's lecture about Draconic and how Draconic often talks about dragons because it is the dragon language, for crying out loud. The two of you sort of hear a whimpering coming from somewhere in the room.
I say, folks, I don't think we're alone.
I agree with
ready
Wendy.
I ready my Warhammer.
I guess Stant will he'll cast Shillelagh.
Farfetch
All right.
and I get ready.
Firebolting again.
All right. So are you going deeper into the room?
Yeah, I'm not afraid.
Yeah,
All right.
I say as I stutter, I'm not afraid.
You step in further. Once the light sort of spreads across the room, you sort of see in the center of the room there is what looks to have once been iron cage that would have held probably some sort of creature that we would guess about 3 or 4 feet tall or long. And as you sort of look around, you sort of see a strange little dragon-like creature who's kind of curled up in the corner trying to hide from you. But since he or she has nowhere to hide, he's just sort of curled up in a ball, sort of peeking out at you.
What
I don't think
color is
this
the
thing's a
dragon?
threat. It looks so cute.
I'll cast Animal Friendship.
Okay.
If the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails. Otherwise, the beast must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by me.
So you cast it, and it is not a beast.
What? Well, I still sketch it.
Born. SBJ, I think this whole Pokemon
Go talk to it.
taming thing is your wheelhouse.
Do I animal handle?
As you sort of approach it, you see that it is sort of a weird humanoid creature. It looks like it's a humanoid lizard. And it's clearly watching you.
Gen 7.
And anybody who has nature can make me a nature check.
Only if we have it trained.
Yes.
I have trained
I don't.
nature.
Nope.
All right, I guess I'm rolling then. I got 17.
You have heard of these creatures. These lizard creatures are called kobolds.
Oh, it's not a Pokemon after all.
No, not at all.
Psych.
I take back what I said. It's not cute at all.
Yeah. No, yeah, y'all. I got excited over nothing. This is just a kobold.
Stan, you want to fill me in what a kobold is?
What is that?
It's like, I mean, it's exactly what I
A
was about to
lizard-
say what Greg described, but that doesn't make any sense for
They're
Stan.
gross, they're mean, and they kill things a lot.
Right. If he wasn't like scared or whatever, he'd probably be trying to kill us.
So what is he? He just.
Why
whimpering?
is he scared?
He's just hiding from you.
He's hiding from us.
Well, he's not hiding well. He's just sort of pressed up against the wall.
Do kobolds speak Draconic?
Maybe.
Stan, maybe you could talk to this thing?
I'll try to. I mean, I'll try common. I mean, hey, do you understand me?
I really want to see you
Yes.
do Draconic in a country accent. Shoot.
What even would I say? What is?
I don't know. It's up to you.
So, what's got you scared there, buddy?
Why are you here?
We're looking for a fella named Ephraim Oakhart. You know anything about that?
No.
What?
Are you gonna kill me?
I mean, I don't really have a reason to. No. No, Wendy. No, we're not gonna just kill a random guy.
They're evil. I don't like them.
Shouldn't we ask him what happened in this room?
Yeah. I mean, you can ask him that. He talks.
Oh wait, he speaks
Common.
He speaks common.
common. I thought he was speaking the dragon language. Whatever. So what happened in here?
Goblins came and stole our dragon.
They stole your dragon.
Yes.
How'd you
Why?
get a dragon?
Why did they do that?
They came and took our dragon. Why do goblins do anything?
Or is
What-
this
Good question. Do you
What's
know
special
anything about the dwarves that used to live here? Are you related to them somehow?
Dwarves used to live here?
You can take it from an expert.
If I say yes, will you not kill me?
I'm not gonna let him
You're
kill
growing on me pretty quick,
Or-
kobold.
you.
My name is Meepo.
Well, hey,
Nice to
Meepo.
meet you, Meepo. I'm Wendy. Wendy Coal Carver of the Mount Coronet Coal Carvers.
Yeah, I'm Stan.
I'm emojis.
Emojis.
I don't
And
introduce
that's-
myself.
And that's SBJ
You know
and
SBJ.
D Pepper.
Do you follow wrestling?
Is that where you pin somebody until they don't live anymore?
Except for the last part, you got it.
Right. You're pretty close. Meepo.
So what did you? What? I'm trying to think of how to say it. What was special about your dragon to you? And yeah,
He was my dragon.
How'd you catch a dragon?
We put it in a cage.
When it was little fella?
Yes.
How many of you are there?
Not sure how many of us are left. Chased the goblins through the fortress. I stayed here.
So they're like down the hall? They just came through?
That was a couple of days ago.
oh,
Oh. How many of you were there just before all the shenanigans?
Oh, clan was pretty big. Our clan was about 30.
and where did everyone go? Killed.
Chase the goblins further into the fortress.
The other end.
So now that you're in this room proper, you see that there are 5 different exits out of here. So you came in this door. Along the same wall, there's a door leading out, which would sort of, judging by it, there's a door that would be past where the collapsed room was. Directly across from that, there's a door. From where Meepo is hiding, directly across from him, there's a door. And then there's another door along that wall. So there's looks like to be a bunch of different ways out of here. And he just sort of points. He seems to be looking at you to see what would make you happy.
Meepo, we're not going to kill you, buddy.
Okay.
How do we get out of here?
That way.
Did we
There's
ask who killed the goblin in the room before?
It was probably one of Meepo's friends, right? Did you guys battle back there?
Yes. We won.
So there must be a real strong guy with you, because one of them got pinned to the wall with a spear.
We won. We're strong.
So why are you still here
I like a winner.
and not with them?
Meepo's waiting for the dragon to come back.
Oh, that's adorable.
Are you in charge of the dragon then?
My dragon.
Well, I mean, I'm real interested in seeing that dragon. If you want us to help you get it back.
You can go find dragon. I'll come with. We go find the dragon.
Come on.
Oh, we're all going to go find the
This
dragon.
seems like a bad idea, but I'm up for an adventure.
Stan wants nothing more than to draw this dragon. He's so excited.
Does Meepo, are you staying here or do you want to come with us?
I'll come with you.
All right, let's go.
Unlike goblins, you say you won't kill me.
We will not kill you.
You're cool. As long as your other kobolds don't kill us.
Now, Meepo, do you know which way the dragon went?
No.
Could you stop your friends from killing us?
Yes.
I think it's best you stick with us.
So,
All right.
Meepo, if you were to start to looking for your dragon, which of these 4 doors would you go through first? Because the dragon's not in this room, as far as we can see.
Which door do you think it would go through?
Did you not? You didn't see him take them?
I don't remember how I wasn't awake.
Okay.
Let's just pick a door at random. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do this.
So,
Door number
with
1.
Meepo in tow, we shall put a pin in our adventure for the evening.
All right.
We picked up Meepo, we didn't find Oak, and we're looking for a dragon, and we don't even know what it's called.
Man, the Stant is excited about that dragon, though.
Gonna get an awesome sketch.
Oh yeah. I added 3 to my collection in this session. I'm very excited.
Thanks, Greg.
Yes,
you, Greg.
so
Thank you, Greg.
now that we found Meepo and we're deep within the Dragonheart Fortress, you have a couple of quests to complete.
Did we know it was called the Dragonheart Fortress?
Yeah, you learned that they had changed their names to the Dragonhearts.
Oh, yes, I remember. I remember now. I remember. Sorry.
Yeah.
That was like an hour ago.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Fun stuff.
All right. Another
Cool.
episode successfully completed.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you to all our viewers that are hanging out and stuck with us. Sorry for the buffering that happened like 45 minutes ago. I think everyone made it through. And we will be back next week on March 15th at 7 p.m.
Tuesday, right?
Tuesday. We are switching
Tuesday,
to a Tuesday-only schedule. Hopefully, Twitch doesn't freak out as badly on Tuesdays that it does on Mondays. I don't know. We'll find out. But
Who could say?
thank you all for listening. If you want to keep up to updates, you can follow at Pokemon Podcast on Twitter. I am at Dragging a Lake on Twitter. Travis is at the Travis W. Jeff is at JJ32. Logan is at Logan Jenkins, and our wonderful Dungeons and Dragons master, Greg, is at White Wing on Twitter. And yeah, I think that's it. I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Meepo
seems pretty great. He will probably kill us next week.
Someone in the chat should make Meepo a Twitter account. I'll follow it.
At Meepo.
And we'll I do plan on adding a Patreon tier for people that are super into the Dungeons and Dragonites, and you guys will get some exclusive stuff and some other stuff, and we'll get more into that hopefully next week. And for those asking for the rules and everything, Greg and I are still working to figure out where to best put those online. And so we'll get to that too. But thank you all for hanging out. I will move it to some music if you are going to hang out and chat a little bit with some other people. And we will see you all next week.
See ya.
Yay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.